we might actually be able to talk to our loved ones who've passed away in our lifetime. And this man, Jason Padgett, who is an acquired savant, is going to tell us why it's possible. Jason Padgett is 1 out of 30 acquired savants in the world. Ironically, he was bonked on the head outside a karaoke bar. He basically fell asleep after going to the hospital, being sent home with pain pills, woke up, and he saw reality completely different. He talks about it on the Today Show with Megyn Kelly. Basically, when everything moved, it was once smooth, and now it had little choppy edges, kind of like a flip book with pictures. He happened to be drawing one of these images, these are his, in the mall when a physicist passed him by chance and said, "Hey, you're drawing the geometrical structure of the universe." Jason went back to school to learn more physics and math, and he also flew to see this man named Dale Trevford, a world-renowned expert on acquired savants, who soon after diagnosed Jason Padgett an acquired savant. Jason basically saw that when you break anything down into pieces, the pieces contain the whole, like a fractum or a hologram. Basically, in a hologram, no matter how many times it breaks, it still contains the whole image. And this is how you make a hologram. This has to do with the holographic universe, which I'll get to. He says there's fractal algorithms from everything from cancer, veins, rivers, brains, all follow this algorithm. Don't worry, I'm getting my point of how you can connect with your loved ones. He's now since came up with many different theories about the universe, black holes. He frequently publishes them. You can look up his work. Lately, he's been theorizing not only that our universe is a living hologram, but that, in fact, in our lifetime, we will be able to tune our minds, our consciousness, into any reality we want, like picking a radio station. And with that comes the spirit realm. Think of each reality like a disc, and you can rearrange the discs, he says, which make you see reality differently. I'm going to try to explain it now as simply as I can. Okay, so the key to this spirit communication and communicating with other realities, I'm going to bring up Neuralink in a second, but it lies in quantum information holography, which is the study of how light encodes data on qubits, and how this intersects with something called a microtubule in your brain, many microtubules. These two things hold the key to us communicating with spirits, experiencing different realities. We're going to talk about this very in depth on our new podcast, and I still have a lot more to tell you, but I'm just doing a little intermission here. It's called Holographic Horizons. You can subscribe on my YouTube. The link is in my bio. We discuss black holes, holographic universe, plasma, consciousness, quantum information holography, and much more. But we will actually go into the science and the metaphysics of contacting these other realities, which Jason calls stream hopping. So yeah, throw us a follow. The link's in my bio, Holographic Horizons on my YouTube. Okay, back to business. The best is yet to come. So Elon Musk Neuralink, please don't change the channel. I have an ulterior suggestion as well as this for my non-techies. This is not the only way, but this is very interesting what I'm about to say. Have an open mind. So Jason thinks that Elon Musk Neuralink will, in coordination with our microtubules in our brain, shepherd us into seeing new dimensions, new realities, even hear the voices of our loved ones and communicate with them. This stems from a theory called Orch OR Theory that is made by the legend Nobel Prize winner Roger Penrose and his collaborator Stuart Hameroff, who runs the Science of Consciousness conference, which I love. Together, this Orch OR theory of consciousness says that consciousness is created by quantum processes in brain neurons in the microtubule. Stay with me. And these microtubules are something called tubulin. And in these tubulin, there are dipoles with a minus end and a plus end. And their theory between these dipoles is an electron cloud, an electron dust cloud, which you could theorize is a plasma. And I think, me specifically, thinks that it is a plasma, and it's the exact process of plasma and consciousness synergizing that connects us to our outer environment, or what I call plasma, which I'll talk about at a different time. Let's just call it energy or some type of wormhole or friggin' quantum computer, whatever. Damn it, my phone went off. Either way, between these two in this very electron dust cloud, cool little mystical thing, is they think where consciousness arises. And Jason thinks you can hack this with Neuralink to allow us to experience other realities besides our own, which is what is happening. Basically, optically, we are seeing different realities. We're not physically there. Well, we are physically there, but we're mostly seeing it. But we can also experience the full spectrum of senses because it's all connected to this consciousness synergy within our microtubules that's creating our entire experience. And there's microtubules everywhere, which might hint to why it'll be a total experience. Okay, this work is a little complicated. If you follow me on this journey, I swear it'll probably make sense. So the way that the Neuralink, or we, can change these different realities is by changing the angular frequency. Angular frequency defines the signals that are being broadcast from the singularity, from the black holes that Jason theorizes create this universe. You can call it the fifth dimension in metaphysics. You can call it God, the light, higher consciousness, a higher self. The angular frequency hacks into this singularity or this collective field where all realities exist already. And by tuning the frequency, you can hop and see those other realities that are in the, little TV or the singularity, but will project onto the screen like this and rearranging the disks. So when your microtubule's angular frequency coherently matches to the target reality's angular frequency that you're trying to see, the target reality's frequency, it's like tuning to a television screen where the channel suddenly becomes vivid and real. All of a sudden you're seeing that reality on the TV instead of your other one. Now we just need to figure out what reality we want to visit and how to project that coherent signal on the microtubule with Neuralink or with our consciousness, which I'll explain, or our awareness. And Jason calls this process stream hopping, going between realities, which he thinks will be real. I kind of do too. I do too. The way Jason describes it, angular frequency is like a light clock. Angular frequency tells you how fast an entangled photon and Hawking radiation are spinning on a sphere. Think of it like this is the singularity. This is the event horizon. Sorry, I got cut off. This is the black hole or the singularity. This is the event horizon that's projecting our reality. And this is a photon bouncing in between them, but is also entangled with something called Hawking radiation. These are both mirrors. You can also think of it as like this being the singularity and this being the event horizon, and it's bouncing between or entangled. Either way, magical process going on between these two mirrors. If you haven't seen the connection in this tubulin between the two ends in the middle where the electron cloud was, that same quantum process is going on between them. It's all creating our reality. They're all light clocks. That's why Jason says everything's a light clock. This mysterious process happening between them in the microtubules is exactly what Stuart thinks is consciousness. Jason calls it information. Either way, they're both creating your reality experience, which the Neuralink is going to hack into to make you see different realities. The universe, Jason says, is composed of many of these tiny light clocks on what he calls qubits from quantum information holography, which represent the fundamental pixels of space-time holography, or the screen, the holographic screen, which is what you're seeing with different realities that are being projected. Very interesting, our brains, when you listen to the neurons, sound like little ticking. Jason says those spinning ticks are the angular frequency, just like a light clock. Different angular frequencies are light clocks ticking at different speeds. It's like a metronome ticking back and forth. Now imagine that the universe is a light clock, and instead of a pendulum going back and forth, ticking, it's an arrow of light spinning on a sphere. How fast it spins is how fast the metronome's ticking. This process generates a holographic screen of pixels composed of spinning qubits that generate a volumetric display via Neuralink with their different realities. The holographic screen, the TV. When a bunch of these light clocks are spinning together, that's what a thought is. That's what your experience of reality is. It's a cohesive vibration which makes you experience your reality. Emotions, hearing, all senses. Because the screen you are seeing, what's on it is specifically tuned, or you're tuned to that specific reality, and you're observing it and experiencing it on that screen. The screen stays, but the realities change by this movement here. They still create a screen. Okay, at this point you're like, Neuralink is evil. No. It's a tool. A tool can be used for good or bad, just like the internet. We wouldn't know half the stuff we know if we didn't have the internet. It's good too. You just have to hope people are ethical. Anything can be corrupted. I think this can help people too and make life fun. So how do we do this without Neuralink? I think the technology is just a crutch. It's kind of like auto-tune for singers who aren't as good. I think we all have the tools naturally. We just have to practice it. And if we're impatient, we get Neuralink. By aligning our consciousness with what I call plasma, which you can learn about in my Plasma Intelligence playlist, we can tap into this feedback loop ourselves, no wires or implants needed, and we'll be able to see different realities and connect with spirits. I'll explain exactly how this works in my upcoming book, A New Force. The link is in my bio to sign up for a notification when it's out. Basically, in my theory, this living plasma shapes our entire universe. It's also the medium for our own connection with the infinite, with consciousness, other consciousnesses, other realities. And we have to align our consciousness with this plasma, which is angular frequency, to tap into this loop, to see different stuff. I think it's really doable. I think it's going to take a lot of work and practice and evolved consciousness. But I really think anyone can do it. But I'm impatient. Neuralink, I don't know. Maybe I'll be patient this time since I'm writing about it. Holographic Horizon!